Welcome to Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric.
I'm your host, Dominic.
Today, our show is sponsored by Chasing Aces Golf. Ask any golfer and they will tell you their hole-in-one story, whether it went in or not. Chasing Aces was launched with the idea that everybody is welcome on the course. They believe in building a community through their shared love of the game. Golf comes with pressure and expectations, and that includes what you wear. Chasing Aces hats, performance polos, and t-shirts keep you looking sharp from the clubhouse to the tee box. So take the pressure off. We're all here to have a good time. Walking the fairway and chasing aces means you see every hole as a golden opportunity. Visit ChasingAcesGolf.com and find them on Instagram at ChasingAcesGolf. Even the best are chasing aces. Dom, we are in episode 35. Can you believe it?
No.
It's been a year, correct?
It was a year last week.
A year last week. So we ended up recording Molly at episode 34, and that would have been our 1 year anniversary, or was it a couple days?
It was a couple days after the Molly episode. I think it was April 7th.
April 7th. So we talked about this on a few other episodes, but it's funny how just a little idea, playing golf, sitting in the golf cart, and all of a sudden, hey, we should start a podcast.
Yeah.
And now here we are a year later, and we've had 15, 20 guests on. Maybe that's a high number, but we've had a decent amount.
Yeah, we've
of
had a
guests.
few. Yeah. I wanted to bring us little party hats and noisemakers.
That would be pretty cool. Maybe for 2 years.
Maybe for 2 years. Yeah. Maybe we'll get like a cake
There we go.
or a cupcake.
Do a live episode as well.
That'd be cool. Well, technically they're all live.
That is true. Technically, you are right.
Yeah.
It is live. A lot to cover in a short period of time here. This is our first solo episode we've had in a while. We've been kind of busy with guests, which we love. And yeah, we have one next week.
Yeah. Super excited. I don't know if we're going to say who it is yet.
Yeah, and I think we're going to do two. So we'll do one on their
Correct.
podcast and one on our podcast. So definitely tune in. We'll kind of obviously push that on our Instagram,
Yep.
both pages as the time gets closer. So stay on the lookout for that. The 86th Masters just finished up last Sunday.
Congrats to our boy Scotty.
Scotty Scheffler.
I don't think
just
either of
killed
us
it.
picked Scotty, but congrats to Scotty.
I picked Scotty, but I still lost my pool, which, believe it or not, one of my coworkers literally had 4 out of his 5 finish in the top 10. So
I always pick Bubba just because I want Bubba to get 3.
Bubba, you can never count on Bubba in the Masters.
No, I mean, as we learned this week or last week, I guess, it's like Rory came out of nowhere, shot 8 under, right?
I think for the Rory, Ricky, Tiger,
We can't even consider Ricky
that's true.
anymore.
But I mean, there's so many people that are pulling for him.
Oh, I'd love to see him win just so he doesn't get kicked off the tour.
Duh, kick him off the tour. But I was really pulling for Rory. I don't think anyone really had seen it coming because
No.
it's just Friday. And I mean, he made the cut, which was awesome. But for a big Rory fan like me, I would have really liked to have seen him win just so he could
for
complete the
sure.
Grand Slam.
Yeah.
But hats off to Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty. Yeah.
He finished he finished, I believe, 10 under. He 4-putted on 18,
Yeah.
right? And there's already a bunch of memes on it.
That's the alt. Like, everyone's like, oh, he should have putted 6 putted just to say he's done it. And like, that's like the ultimate GD move.
The ultimate flex.
Yeah.
Right? Just like, I'm gonna go ahead and 4-putt it. So he finished 10 under. He won by 3. Rory finished 7 under. And
Yeah. Yeah, but he shot 8 under his final round.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And not only that, to top it off, he shot 8 under, and he was paired up with Colin Morikawa, who we both really like. They both chip in out of the bunker. And the thing that I really love about that is that you probably have seen some of the photos, but like when Rory chipped in, Colin was super pumped for him, and then Colin chipped in, and Rory's got his hands up in the air.
Yeah.
Like it was just really cool to see. They're playing for money, but at the end of the day, it is a tight knit community.
Yeah.
on the PGA
It's
Tour.
cool to see them all pull for each other in moments like that, especially someone like Rory who's been around the tour he's kind of grown up playing golf in front of our eyes, right? He started super
Absolutely.
young. Seeing I'm kind of encouraged Morikawa like that. I'm also super congested. Like my nose is like
He's got Vicks on right now, though. We got him some Vicks, but that's okay. That was a couple weeks ago. I was kind of in that same
good
boat.
Lord. God, I've realized Minnesota has 3 seasons. It's allergy season, road work season,
Yep.
and then winter.
It's exactly it. I was
Yep.
going to say construction, but road work is the same thing.
Same thing, yeah,
There's
it's worse.
always road work going on.
But yeah, it's fun to see these, I don't want to say older guys, but you know, the older players encouraging these younger studs like Morikawa and stuff like that.
Well, Rory was considered the next Tiger Woods.
Right.
And so he was like the next phenom as a kid. And
well, I think if he, I know I posted like, if he gets his like doesn't care attitude every round of every tournament,
like he cares, but it's like he's playing loose, like he's not.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Like the ultimate, I don't give a fuck type thing.
Sure. But it was good to see him on the. You know, he's obviously hasn't really had the best track record at
Lately.
Augusta. Yeah, so it's very good to see him, and hopefully next year he has an opportunity to win the Masters. I know.
Obviously, the big story.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger.
Yeah, it's. We don't know how long he's gonna play.
And me not being a big Tiger guy, I was like, oh, like the Drake meme. But I also understand seeing him come back roughly, a year?
Yeah, it's about a year, maybe a little over a year, but
a little over a year. Come back, swing. He wasn't super competitive, but he had a couple stretches of being competitive.
I think that, like he said earlier in one of the press conferences, it's not his swing and his golf shot capabilities.
Yeah.
You can just tell. I mean, he was limping, walking gingerly, and that's kind of what it came down to. And that's what he said. I mean, for the most part, he was striping the ball.
Yeah,
his swing speed was staying up there. I mean, he was competing.
I don't think anyone ever doubted his swing or his like will to compete. I think everybody doubted if his body would hold up. Which, yeah, I mean, he's like, yeah, I feel great. We're going to go out there. Well, how great do you feel after 2 straight days of golf, 3 straight days of golf, 4 straight days of golf?
I think one of the press conferences, he was telling someone there about basically he's going to do a lot of icing. And then he said he was going to wake up a little bit. He's going to sleep in, I believe he said. And then they asked what time. And he was like, 3 a.m. Then I'm going to start doing the process all over again. And I mean,
he should get a sponsorship with Vicks Vapor Rub. Just throwing it out there.
Golf itself is a non-physical sport, but when you have a swing like that, look at Bryson. I mean, you have some of these golfers that have these very fast pace, or not fast pace, but
they're like violent
swings.
Yeah.
And when you're hitting hundreds or thousands of golf balls a day, that's so hard on your body. I mean, just think of me and you playing a round of 18 of golf, and after you get off the course, you're thinking like, I'm kind of tired, or like I'm hungry. Like these guys, not only once they're playing 18, they're walking it, and they're getting on course, they're hitting the range and hitting more balls to work on what they just did, and then they go back to the putting green. I mean, for a non-physical sport, it does a lot on your body, and for him to, I think he's half human, half robot. I mean, the guy is kind of is a robot.
Yeah, at this point,
so much metal and everything else in his body. But I was really pulling for Tiger. I thought he had a good opportunity. Thursday and Friday, he hung around to the point where it was like before Scotty made that big run, Cameron Smith made a big run.
He was up there for a little bit.
He started off on Thursday with a double.
Yeah.
Had 8 birdies and then doubled 18. So he finished at what, 4 under.
4 under, yeah.
Incredible. And he's that next young golfer that's just, I mean, he's got the hair, the mustache. He's just a great golfer, and I think he has a bright future ahead of him. It was unfortunate to see him kind of flounder on Sunday. That hole 16 when he dunked it in the water was pretty much threw him out of the running. But like I said, kudos to Scotty Scheffler. He really just took over the lead, and there was really nobody catching him.
Yeah.
And Cam Smith, like I said, had a chance for a little while until, like I said, 16. But the guy has won, 4 tournaments of the last 5 tournaments that he's played in.
I saw today that he's, within the last 4 months, has more career earnings than like Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, I think Jack Nicklaus combined.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, those guys really didn't make a whole lot of money, even though they played forever.
Yeah.
And they made a lot of money in that era.
Yeah.
But I think they also did a comparison with Jon Rahm too, because Jon Rahm won several tournaments this one year. And I think
last year.
Yeah, it was 7.7 7 million.
Yeah.
And he's already won, I think, over
10
million.
Yeah.
And
which is, I mean, 7.1. Like, yeah, what? I'll take it.
Exactly.
Give me 100K.
But just, I mean, and we just kind of started.
I would love to, yeah.
This is the first major, so there's plenty of golf for Scotty to play. I mean, that guy his putter's hot. His short game is insane. The guy is just an absolute stud. Shane Lowry, he finished tied for third with Cameron Smith. And then Colin Morikawa, we talked about how he chipped in on 18. Another one of those guys that you just really can't count out on a major. He's just always kind of lurking around.
He's super smart. And
very smart.
I feel like he knows when to push himself. When I feel like a lot of golfers just always give it 110% when they don't need to.
One other player that I would comment on is Will Zalatoris. This is his second time playing the Masters, and he finished 5 under on Sunday and shot a 3 under total. So he tied for 6th. He could be one of those future guys.
2 top 10s.
Yep.
In his first 2 Masters.
Yeah. So look out for him in the future. And that guy is an absolute stick, young, talented player. So I think he's got definitely a bright future for an upcoming Masters tournament. We've kind of talked obviously with Tiger, Scotty Scheffler, Minnesota, our headquarters here in Minneapolis, where we're at right now recording.
It's about to be crazy down here.
The weather is just nuts. It was kind of like it was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
Oh yeah. Oh, that too though. We'll transition. Yeah, no, we'll transition. The only thing,
it's gonna snow Thursday.
They're talking snow.
I'm pumped.
Tornado watches southern Minnesota.
Luckies.
It's just wild. But I actually had a chance at the first 9 all year for me outside anyway, and the first 2 holes were super windy, super cold. But after that, it actually warmed up. The sun was out. There wasn't a whole lot of wind. It felt great swinging the sticks. Shout out Cobra with my driver, and got to give shout out to Haywood Golf. We had him on the podcast. My irons aren't even a year old, I paid for my irons.
Yeah.
So you haven't played yet with your driving iron, but you got one from Haywood that you got. But I mean, honestly, I can say that those clubs have already improved my game tremendously. Loved first time out and hit them pretty well. There's a few little peaks here and there for the most part, but that's expected, right? First time out. So had an absolute blast. Again, we get teased. We get 2 nice days, and then now we're back down to 30s here pretty quick with some snow. But with that being said, it's kind of a big moment here for Minnesota sports fans, right?
Yeah.
So we have the Minnesota Timberwolves. Obviously, they're in the play-in tournament. Yep. Did you know how the play-in tournament works?
No, I was talking about this with my buddy. Because we haven't been good the last couple years that they've had the play-in, I didn't pay attention because I'm like, the Wolves aren't going to make it anyways. And now I know we're playing the Clippers, right?
Yep.
So if we lose, are we done?
No. So, and that's why everyone I think is 80% of the people are still confused on how it works.
Well, I'm one of those 80.
Especially for the people that don't have a team that's in it. Like for us, we don't. So how it works is we are the 7th seed. The Clippers are the 8th seed.
Thank you.
So we play Clippers, like you said, tonight here, right? About a mile away from it. Not even a mile. Half a mile. Anyway, we play them tonight. If we lose, we play the winner of the 9th and 10th seed. And the 9th and 10th seed is the Pelicans and the Spurs. So
if you're us,
yep.
Do we blow it and then play the Pelicans or the Spurs, or do you want to beat the Clippers?
You want to beat the Clippers because if we beat the Clippers, the Clippers are out, and we play. No, they're not. I'm sorry, they're not out.
I was going to say that doesn't make sense.
If we beat the Clippers, we play the Memphis Grizzlies. That's set.
Oh, I want to play Ja.
If we lose and then we beat whoever the winner is between the Spurs and the Pelicans, we play the number 1 seed, who are the Warriors.
Oh, I don't want to play them.
No, so that's why it's huge that we win tonight. Kawhi is out, from what they're saying.
Okay.
Paul George obviously is healthy now, so it'll be tough. But
we all know how playoff P gets.
Yep. We also have a playoff P, which is Patrick Beverly. The guy is
he just got fined $25,000.
Yeah, for the whole ref thing.
Hell yeah. Trash.
But we needed that guy is the spark to the Timberwolves. He's the key to the team.
Other than Ants, D'Lo, Cat.
as far as like.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but
exactly.
you got to give everybody credit.
You got to give Finch or even Rosas. Assembled.
I didn't know the coach's name.
Chris Finch.
Until we extended him.
Don't you remember when I was texting you a picture? I sat next to him at the Twins game.
Yeah, some like random white dude. I didn't know who it was.
Like, dude, that's Coach Timberwolves. Chris
Finch.
And
I was like, it looks like a white. Like I don't know.
I got all like not starstruck, but I was like, I didn't talk to him there. But it's funny. So later after the game, Twins game, I ended up seeing him down the street. So I talked to him, got a picture, whatnot. But so we have that going on. The Twins baseball just started. You went to a game already.
I did. Season tickets, baby.
500, right? 2-2.
Yes,
I believe.
Yes.
Going into tonight. So
we're playing the Dodgers. Yeah, it's funny. We're playing the Dodgers. So when I was driving here, a dude had his Dodgers jacket on and Clippers jersey underneath it.
I didn't even think about that.
I wanted to try to splash him.
Yeah, get him a little wet here.
A little wet.
And then we have the Wild, Minnesota Wild.
Are they playing LA?
No, I'm not sure who they're playing, but they're up 1-0 right now. I think was it the Blues?
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah. But so right now for Minnesota fans, I know you guys probably have tuned up.
Edmonton.
Okay.
That's right, because it's 97 versus 97. It's Kaprizov and McDavid.
So
two studs.
You might have tuned out the last 5 minutes we've been talking, but for us Minnesota fans, we actually have something to kind of really get excited about. Yeah. And then obviously with the big off season with the Vikings, we don't know what's going to happen. But I'm actually very excited to see what's going to happen.
I'm excited to go 8-8. Or no, I'm sorry, 8-9.
You want to bet on that? I think they'll have at least 10 wins.
I think we'll have 10 and not make the playoffs.
Okay. We'll talk on that. We'll save that.
We have to wait for them to have a full offseason because so far the moves have been very lackluster. Other than Patrick P.
And the Smith move, though, from Packers, our linebacker.
Well, yeah.
He's going to – I think he's going to –
Well, yeah, but we need help.
We do. And we haven't talked about the draft. So we still obviously have to talk about that.
I wonder how well they're going to draft because that's what Spielman historically did well was draft. Kind of. Or he was good at getting back into the draft.
Yeah, he loved his picks. We kind of hinted on that a while back on there was a lot of really good picks he made, but there was a lot of questionable moves that he made as
That's
well.
with every team though. Like the Packers haven't picked a wide receiver in the first round, I think since like the 80s is what they're saying.
That's wild.
And what do they need? A wide receiver.
They do need a wide receiver.
Are they going to help A-Rod? God, I hope not.
Yeah, same here. I hope not. What else do we have going on? We have our tournament.
We do.
June 11th. If you are listening, we already have, I believe, 10 teams signed up. It's a 25-team max tournament. Capacity, exactly. So the 4-person scramble, we have prizes from 1st, 10th, 15th, all the way to the last place. I was telling you about the last place prize. It's very cool. Each person on the last place team will get a polo shirt, hat, and a bottle of Tito's. And it's a what was it called?
Do we know if it's like a full bottle or is it like a shooter?
It's at a bottle.
Damn, I want to.
We'll find out tomorrow.
I don't even like vodka.
Find out tomorrow. Yeah, because I'm actually.
Are we calling it the most honest team award?
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, they came up with the clever idea. That's Bogies Are Fine is who's sponsoring that last place prize. They're on Instagram at Bogies, letter R, and then fine. So if you're listening, check them out on Instagram. We have all sorts of awesome prizes from bags, polos, golf balls from Odin Golf. They're sponsoring all of our golf balls.
Every golfer is getting
a sleeve of golf balls.
Basically. Maybe,
yeah, exactly. We're giving away a wedge from Golf USA Golf, and then a putter as well. So we got all sorts of cool stuff. So we got a lot going on. And then obviously
we have some Sunday Golf Co bags too.
Sunday Golf Co bags as well. With our weather, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. We
just need the weather to turn around and actually just stay. You know, we had 2 days and now it's starting to, it teases us. And I mentioned this last episode and this episode already. We get 2 days of really nice weather and then now we're back to 30-degree weather. So that just opens it up for indoor golf at 3Jack.
Still haven't been there.
I know. We need to take you there and you need to hit your driving iron. You hit it, but we just need to. 3Jack is fantastic. Yeah. What else? I know you talked about you had a story or something. You're trying to throw me under the bus.
Remember you called me and you lost your parking pass to get out of the parking ramp?
At Whole Foods?
Yeah. So I didn't do it, but I did it.
What do you mean?
So I went to the Twist game.
Yeah.
We parked in a ramp, but I bought the pass on my phone, so I just scanned my phone. So my phone is the parking pass. In easy, boom, park,
Your
go
phone
in.
die?
No. My 4G went out.
So yeah, no signal.
So I can't get the email.
Oh, brutal.
I can't pull up the thing on my phone. There's now a line of 5 cars behind me.
It's a terrible feeling, isn't it?
And I'm in my little car. And I'm
trying to waving to I'm so
no,
sorry.
I'm not even waving. I'm just like, they're like, they don't need to know. So I had to push the red button. And the guy is like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hey, my 4G went out and I need to get out of here. He's like, okay, hold on. And I was like, oh no. He's telling me to hold on.
Like, how long?
Yeah. I'm like, God. And then he goes, what are the last 4 of your reservation? I don't know how I found my last 4, but I found it. Gate went up and I have never driven out of there so fast. So
for future, can you screenshot it?
I don't know. I'm going to try it.
Yeah. Cause see, we talked, how like you'd mentioned my issue, someone after the fact said, well, why didn't you so I got stuck in a Whole Foods. It's a free 2-hour,
I told you just to keep in your car.
And so normally you have to scan it.
Yeah.
Like they scan it. And they do that because people could just go down there, grab a ticket and go to a restaurant across the street.
Got it.
So normally you have to scan it through the Whole Foods clerk, right? Well, they don't do that now. It's a 2-hour free validation parking. Well, in between me shopping and getting in the car, I had dropped my ticket. I was so frustrated that they charged me I got on the little FaceTime deal screen there, and she said it was $24 for a replacement ticket. So I was furious. So I just said, you know what, whatever, I'm gonna pay it. I paid it, got out of there. Same thing, just bolted out of there. There was like 6 people behind me. I was so pissed off, and I normally don't get too mad.
Yeah. I've never taken such a wide turn in such a small parking ramp. I was like, I'm getting out of here.
Just like burning the tires, just peeling out. So I ended up paying. I called Whole Foods. They actually took care of it. It wasn't a big deal. But someone said, well, why didn't you just get out of the car and press the button on the other side to print out a new ticket? So for anyone that's listening who's ever done that, I'm always been very like peculiar or particular on like keeping my ticket in a safe spot so it doesn't ever happen to me. Of course, the time that I really wasn't thinking about it happened to me. So yeah, that's funny that we both had experiences.
Well, mine was through an app, and I've never had my 4G like not
just
work.
Completely go out.
I even restarted my phone. I was like, it's me. And still didn't work. And I was like, my God.
Were you like waving out everyone like, hey, is your 4G down too?
No, I just sat there. My window was rolled up at one point, and I pushed the button, and I was like,
were you getting the horns honking at you?
No.
Okay.
No, because luckily it was like...
Wasn't that long?
I mean, in my mind, it was like 4 hours.
Sure. That's how I felt too.
In reality, it was probably like 3 minutes total.
At the most. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too. For the worst part was actually just connecting with a live person.
Mine was super quick.
Mine took forever.
I pushed the button and they're like, Minneapolis, parking, whatever. And I was like, hey, I'm stuck. He goes,
someone lift the gate up.
He's like, can you elaborate? And well, I don't have an issue with it, but my thing is to get in there, you have to pay. Right?
Yeah.
To get in the ramp.
So obviously you paid.
So, obviously I paid. It's like, why can't you just go, oh yeah, and buzz me out? I didn't care because like they looked it up, found it, lifted it, and away I went. But
sure.
I was like, this, like, I don't ever want to do it again. So now I'm like terrified to go to Twins games now.
I don't even want to say that. It's just more just stupid parking ramps. Because like I said, next time maybe just screenshot it if you can.
I'm going to try it.
Is it like a QR code?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it changes. Because sometimes QR codes refresh.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so, but it could. But just for future, like I said, it's funny how we both never would have thought of your internet going out while you're trying to scan your QR code and me losing my piece of paper, my $24 replacement ticket.
Yeah, mine was free. Well, I didn't have to replace it, but like I paid to park, but.
And that was on Saturday, so they didn't win, you said.
No, they lost Friday, Saturday. They won Sunday, Monday. They're currently losing.
4 game series against Seattle?
Yeah. And now they're playing the Dodgers. Which I really wanted to go because I've never seen the Dodgers.
Well, I think they play tomorrow, too.
Yeah, I have a job.
Yeah, but it only played like 7, or they play during the day.
During the day.
And most of them they play during the day because of the weather at this time of year, right?
No,
Is that,
no, it's just.
I thought they normally play like the first like couple series like kind of during the day.
They play. No, they're playing right now.
No, I know, but like the first, I think the 2 games. Were
Normally on
games.
weekends they play during the day,
okay.
but I don't know. It's just however they make the schedule. I've never seen the Dodgers in person, so I've always wanted to.
You can go on the balcony right there. Actually, I heard the fireworks last night. I got scared for a second. I forgot about it because it's been so long. I'm like, oh yeah, that's
Like,
right.
oh my god, they won.
This week we have the PGA Tour continues at Harbour Town Golf Links. It's the RBC Heritage.
Oh yeah, I like that one. I don't know why I like it either.
That
but
course looks sweet.
Yeah,
I definitely want to play. That's one of those public courses too you can play. It looks like a blast. There's a bunch of big names in there. Obviously, the favorite is.
I always thought Higgs wasn't a real golfer. Have I ever told you that?
For real?
I always thought he was like a barstool guy.
Well, that's because Riggs is.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
But you just thought it was just because he like him taking his shirt off.
Yeah. Like I never thought he was like a legitimate like PGA player.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought he was like a barstool plant. Which if he
definitely could be too.
Which is genius either way.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he tees it off 6:10. I was looking at the tee times here to see what.
You know who had a really good Masters?
Who's that?
Kevin Na.
What did he finish at?
I don't know, but Kevin Na never gets enough love. Supposed to be giving Kevin Na some love.
Let me see where Kevin Na finished. Yeah, he
It was pretty solid.
He finished 3 under for Sunday, and then finished 2 over, which was tied for 14th.
Yeah.
Who else tied for 14th was Higgs.
Oh.
So there you go. I like Kevin Na too.
I
love seeing him walk in those putts. So this is kind of a short episode. I know we've been trying to stay adamant about recording once a week. I know we talked about that. We might be once every other week, but we're really trying to stay once a week. Again, next week we have a dual recording, and then we have someone lined up for the following week. I think we do. I'll have to double check.
If we do, you have not told me.
Okay. I'll double check on that.
Because I have nothing on my calendar for May. Oh no, it's still April.
Yeah, we're still in April. I think we saved
26 is open.
I think we kept it open because we were talking about that before about keeping one open because we were doing every other week.
Oh right.
But we still wanted to do it once a week, so
yeah, we'll see how long that lasted.
Yeah. So next week we have the dual episode. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Do you have any good food or anything recently since last week? I'm trying to think if I had anything new.
Oh, did I talk about my big ass pretzel?
You did, yeah.
Did I talk about that already?
I don't know if you talked about it on air.
We're gonna talk about it again.
Yeah, because it was ginormous. You ordered
a
couple things, right?
So I ordered from New Bohemia.
Yeah,
actually over here.
Yep.
And they somehow delivered it to Maple Grove, and I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna tip you extra, DoorDash. Thank you very much." I had a Korean barbecue burger. It was super good.
I need to go there. I haven't been there.
Well, and then I'm like, oh, it's soft pretzel with cheese. I'm like, who passes that up? You know who passes that up?
Nobody.
Sociopaths.
Or those.
So it was like, oh, dying. It was like $15. I was like, okay. Like, yeah, it's restaurant. I get it. And it came in like a pizza box, like not like a mini pizza box, like
a size large pizza box,
like a medium,
okay, like a Domino's medium.
Yeah, not like a little person, but like a pizza box,
a box big enough where you're like, that's a pretzel in there?
A box big enough to the point where I was like, what did I order?
Yeah.
Or I questioned.
Must have brought the wrong thing up.
Yeah, because I brought it to work, and I was like, what did I order? And then I was like, is that mine? I opened it up, and it was this massive pretzel. And I ate it.
Was it as good as it looked?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was super Minnesota of me, too. Super good. Yeah, like the cheese was spicy. The pretzel had the butter and the salt on it. It was nice and fluffy.
I haven't really had anything new recently. Actually, I did have a negative experience the other day. I went to order Fuzzy's Tacos, which it wasn't on there. It wasn't
we
on
love
there.
Fuzzy's.
We love Fuzzy's, yeah. But I ordered it through DoorDash, and it said it was going to be here in like 15 to 25 minutes. The driver was assigned and called this driver, never answered. Then it got pushed a little bit. Finally, I waited like 30 more minutes. Then I called Fuzzy. I'm like, hey, you get this, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah, no, it's, we got the order. And then I got a hold of DoorDash, and they couldn't get a hold of the driver. Hour and a half later. So at that point, I just canceled the order. So it's hit or miss. Normally, I have good experiences.
I've never had that with DoorDash, but actually, what's interesting is I ordered Chipotle last night on DoorDash.
I kind of have to know I'm banned.
There are not chips on DoorDash.
Yeah, you have to see. There is a trick. Order your Chipotle through the Chipotle app, because then you also get.
But then
points.
people steal my card.
I was gonna say
that's what happened to you.
Apple Pay, or like maybe you have like a different
Google Pay.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm kind of put Chipotle on the ban list because they still haven't even responded back to my fraudulent freaking. They still haven't even responded. I sent so many messages.
Did you like DM them on your?
Well, first of all, you can't get a phone number. So you can like email.
I've always just emailed.
That's what I did. And I still haven't gotten anything. Normally they're like, I'm so sorry, blah, blah. So right now they're kind of on my ban list right now. And I
like that
love
they
Chipotle.
just like.
They're my favorite.
They just throw free guac coupons at you to make things get better.
Yeah. Oh,
and you know what?
Free entree bowl. But like, they didn't even do that.
But it makes me feel better.
Yeah. It's because they're like, hey, you're mad, but here's this.
Yeah.
But they didn't even respond. So I'm still bitter.
Yeah. My burrito last night was not very good. Because you have to have some kind of like. But like sauce to like lube it up.
Sauce. I go with the hot salsa. That's my all-time favorite.
So I just put sour cream on it to just switch it up a little bit. I ate 3/4 of that burrito and was like, "Where's the sour cream?"
Nothing.
And I got to the last quarter of it.
The whole thing was sour cream?
Just sour cream, rice, and cheese. I was like, what are you doing?
That was a rookie burrito roller, for the record, too.
It was not even rolled either. It was like half open.
They didn't know how to roll. That's why. See, there's a technique to it where you're supposed to get not just like one bite full of rice, one bite full of chicken. Like there's a technique to a burrito.
You know who rolls burritos really well?
Who's that?
Taco Bell.
Haven't been there in ages, but I'll take your word for it.
Pretty good. So does Panchero.
I love Pancheros.
Oh yeah, I had
really
I had that like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago now.
It's always a good spot to get there. That was a quick episode, but they fly by. I like doing these just me and you episodes every so often, just to kind of check in, celebrate our 1-year anniversary on our podcast.
Woo!
So that's pretty sweet. A little golf clap, golf clap, golf clap. So appreciate you guys listening in. Again, stay tuned for our episode next week. If you have any questions, or if you want to give us some positive feedback, give us a review on Apple, Spotify, pretty much any major podcast platform.
Yeah.
But most of it, we kind of see a lot of it.
If you want to sponsor it, reach out. All the information is on our Instagram.
Yep. Save Park Golf or Save Park Golf Podcast.
Yeah. Thank you to Chasing Aces for reaching out for sponsoring.
Absolutely.
I'm wearing my shirt.
I wore it yesterday.
I'm wearing mine today.
Very comfy.
It's cozy.
I love it. And thanks for the tees, ball marker.
Yeah, Jeff hooked it up.
So appreciate that. Again, check them out at Chasing Aces Golf. And again, we appreciate all of our listeners. We'll talk to you next week.